Hey, it's OZChris, and welcome to OZChris vs. DC Comics for week 4 of June, the last week of this month. We have Batman Damned Book 3, Detective Comics number 1006, The Flash number 73, and Justice League Dark number 12. So starting off with the series that kicked off DC's Black Label, Batman Damned book number 3. So written by Brian Azzarello, art and cover by Lee Bermejo. So Batman awakens within a grave and is pulled out by Swamp Thing. There, Swamp Thing and Constantine are attacked by, I don't think they actually full on named the character, but I'm pretty sure it is Enchantress, given the whole like moon-like symbols across her. So they're attacked by Enchantress, Swamp Thing, and the trio of Swamp Thing, Batman, and Constantine are able to fight her off, and to uncover what her connection to Batman is, they go to visit Zatanna, who uses a spell to send Constantine, Batman, and Deadman into the past to the moment that Batman became Batman, the death of Thomas and Martha Wayne, and there he is cradled by Enchantress, who says that a deal was struck with Batman, and Constantine just shoots her, and we'll leave it there. So I'm gonna say story. I'm gonna say 3 out of 5. This was average, but it was so goddamn confusing. Like, I have no idea what Enchantress's whole deal was, unless I missed something while I was reading it. Like, I don't know. It was really just a confusing story. It was very anticlimactic, the whole reveal of whether Batman actually killed the Joker or not. I felt that was anticlimactic, but no, the story was just really this book was just really confusing. It had an interesting premise when this series started, but it just became a confusing mess. I don't know what's going on. The art and coloring by Bermejo, though, I'm going to give that a 4 out of 5. I really like the art and coloring. This double page spread here of Batman in a graveyard, Swamp Thing having just brought his grave up to free Batman. This is a amazing looking page. It's probably my favorite page within this book. The art and coloring overall, I really liked it. Fits the tone of this series, the atmosphere of it. The cover itself, I'm going to give it a 3.5 out of 5. I think it's good. The art and coloring wise, it is good, but just it's a simple, just skeletal looking Joker on the cover. Only like 75% covering this actual page, and then just the rest is just black. It's it could have been much better. So that was it for Batman Damned. The controversial, just because it showed a Batwing. So ended confusingly and anticlimactically. So on to Detective Comics number 1006. Hell hath no fury like the Spectre. You failed this city. Turns out the Spectre is a big fan of Arrow. or Arrow's Oliver Queen has entered Prime Earth and has become the Spectre's host. I don't think so, but the story is by this new story, There Will Be Blood, written by Peter J. Tomasi, art by Kyle Hotz, coloring by David Barron, the cover by Kyle Hotz. So Jim Corrigan and his partner go to investigate a crime scene. There they are confronted by a group of Spectre stands, just all these people dressed as the Spectre. The Spectre himself comes out to enact his wrath upon them, but the Spectre stands, that's just what I'm going to call them. The Spectre stands kidnapped Jim Corrigan, his host. So to help find a fellow detective, the Spectre needs the world's greatest detective. So he gets the Batman's attention. As a giant, he confronts the Batman, asking for his help. After becoming just a normal size form, they head back to the crime scene, both of them invisible to everyone. And there's a conflict between how the Spectre works and how Batman works. How the Spectre enacts God's vengeance, his wrath, conflicts with how Batman works, and he doesn't particularly like the way that the Spectre works as well. So we'll leave it there. Story 4 out of 5. I think this is really interesting, really good start to this new story arc. A group of just Spectre cosplayers, the Spectre stands, kidnapping who happens to be the Spectre's host, saying the host must die, long live the host. So I don't know. Given DC Rebirth, all that weird canon, what's canon, what isn't. Whether Jim Corrigan in this is still alive or dead, we don't know. But the Spectre is still attached to him, so I'm going to assume that he is dead. But we'll see how it goes. It's a very interesting premise we can get out of this. The art and coloring by Kyle Hotz. I'm hoping I'm saying that right. 4 out of 5. I really like the art and coloring of this. It really fits well with the tone of this issue. The kind of dark mystery, cult, whatever, those kind of themes. I'm just saying random stuff, but I really liked it. But this double page spread, even just like the lead up of Batman meeting the Spectre, or the Spectre confronting him, asking for his help. I think the art and coloring in that is really, really good. Probably the favorite of this issue. And the cover itself, I'm going to give a 4 out of 5. Good art, good coloring. I like the kind of symbolism of the bat symbol on the Spectre, because, funny enough, the Spectre is actually the one that needs his help. So it's kind of like, him calling out for Batman. So overall, I think this was a really good issue, really good start to this story arc. So onto The Flash, number 73, part 4, chapter 4 of year 1, Not Fast Enough. Written by Joshua Williamson and Howard Porter, art by Porter, coloring by Hi-Fi, the cover by Porter and Hi-Fi. So Barry got reckless, and now there is a bullet that is close to his heart, and he needs to learn how to take it out. He could just move his hand really fast, vibrate it really fast like he's done before. The problem is, this early on in his career, it's shown that stuff explodes when he vibrates into them. So he's worried that he's going to kill himself, calls himself to explode while this is going on. And also while this is going on, Iris is outside trying to talk to Barry, relaying her feelings about having confronted Yorkin and how it almost cost her life, and how she was saved by the Flash. And Barry is able to succeed, and he goes to meet the Turtle to kind of figure him out, and given the whole future that he's seen with the Turtle, having enslaved Central City and feeding off the speed of everyone else, we learn about the Turtle's origins. And here, ironically enough, he was kind of more advanced and faster than everyone else until a experiment accelerated too quickly and out of control, causing him to become this old, frail, slow-looking guy until he discovered that he could leech energy off people to become slightly faster, and that's how he became the Turtle. And also, because of his unique ability, and because of Barry's abilities with the Speed Force as the Flash, he's able to instantly tell that Barry is the Flash. So Barry, scared about what just happened, runs off and he needs to find a way to defeat the Turtle and also prevent the future that he saw. And I'll leave it there. Story 4 out of 5. I found this really, really interesting. Really good. We're still seeing more of Barry's learning that he can't be too reckless as the Flash, and also the the responsibilities of being a superhero, the dangers of being a superhero, especially now that the Turtle has pretty much instantly figured out that Barry Allen is the Flash just by simply meeting him, because of the because of the turtles' need for speed. I felt silly just saying that, but now this is a really good, really interesting story. Yeah, so Barry's still learning more about the costs of being a superhero, the responsibilities as well. The art and coloring, I'm going to give that a 4 out of 5. The art and coloring is really, really good by Porter and Hi-Fi, especially this page here of the turtle figuring out his powers. Barry just running off scared after the turtle finds out about his identity, and then later on, when the turtle escapes, sending off like his own version. Well, not the turtle escapes. The turtle arrives, sending off like kind of his versions of like lightning strikes, these green lightning strikes. But overall, the art and coloring was really, really good. The cover itself, 4 out of 5 for that. I really like the cover. Not fast enough. Yeah, Barry wasn't fast enough. He got himself injured. He was reckless. He wasn't well, I would say wasn't taking this entirely seriously, but now he's learned that, and I think the cover really shows that well, and the art and coloring on that was really, really good. So on to Justice League Dark number 12, Chaos Reigns. This is the end of this arc with the Lords of Order. First issue with the updated logo, since all like the Justice League stuff have slightly updated, have all updated logos. So written by James Tinney and art by Alvaro Martinez Bueno, coloring by Brad Anderson, the cover by Bueno, Fernandez, and Anderson. So moving forward, so everyone on Mira, the magical beings, people on Mira, have accepted the Lords of Order's plans to just make them normal, to get rid of magic. And as this is happening, Zatanna and Wonder Woman arrive, having been newly powered up by Mordru. They power up the rest of the Justice League Dark to become the new Lords of Chaos, to fight off against the Lords of Order. And also, while this is going on, there is flashbacks to Wonder Woman creating this team and Batman being worried that she isn't fully prepared against what she is facing. She's facing something that's not only dark, but it's completely dangerous. And as he says, creating a force capable of fighting a magic crisis level event could instigate that very thing. There are various rules to magic and prices to pay, and Batman is concerned that Wonder Woman is way in over her head with this situation. But even though she is scared, she knows the consequences, but there needs to be something to fight off these threats. And while this is going on, you have the JLD, or the new Lords of Chaos fighting against the Lords of Order. And I really like this breaking of reality. It's like literally like like tearing down the pages of the comic book. It's like, it reminds me of like, Sensational She-Hulk, when she was all fourth wall breaking, and she would tear away a page and it would just be a white background, and she would argue with the writer, or she'll break the fourth wall, whatever. In this one, they're not intentionally breaking the fourth wall, but it's kind of like an homage to that. If a character broke the fourth wall, they literally wanted to tear reality, they would rip the panels out and it would just be a white background. So you see that throughout like the whole fight. All the panels are kind of like jagged and separated from one another, and the background is just completely white. So you see Order and Chaos fighting against one another, and Dr. Fate, Kent Nelson, the Phantom Stranger, Constantine, and all that, they're able to escape to help the JLD deal with the Lords of Order. They all escape. Naboo, even without a host, is still proven to be dangerous, but they are able to trap and contain him within the Helmet of Fate. And with one last act, they need to restore restore the magical worlds, the properties of all that, and I'll leave it there. So story 4 out of 5. I think this is this was a nice end to this story arc. It was a bit, they didn't completely defeat the Lords of Order. They did defeat at least the main perpetrator, which was Naboo. But I'm satisfied with how this was ended. I think how this story arc was ended, it was really good. And the art and the coloring, 4.5 out of 5. The art and coloring was amazing. I really enjoyed it. So even just the simplest parts where there's like not even any action at all, the art and coloring is great. But as soon as the action came, the art and coloring was so good. So good. The cover itself, I'm gonna give that 4.5 out of 5 as well. Amazing cover, amazing art and coloring on that. Really, really good. So that is it for those 4 comics. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all next time.